against Valencia. That's in the finals of match day 38 of the league phase of the Spanish La Liga. Why is this happening? This is because of this side, they are going to be involved in the Conference Cup final. That's the third tier of UEFA club competitions. They are going to be involved in the final against Chelsea Football Club. And so with the La Liga, and they actually brought their game forward to play against Valencia. So outside of football stories also, we have updates from the National Sports Festival, the 22nd edition, going there in 𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐂𝐃, the capital of Ogun State. We also discuss about updates from the world of tennis, where definitely the draws for the Roland Garros, the second major Grand Slam for the year 2025, went down yesterday. Updates from the world of Formula One as well as they talk about some other interesting updates from the world of sport. Athletics, it is involved on the show this lovely morning, and then we talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, you're listening to the voice of Oluwatomilehin SAMIES. So get on the program this lovely morning, and surely we start from the interesting world of athletics. And talking about sporting exercise at large, that's the National Sports Festival. Where yesterday it was a good day for Team Oyo as well. We had the Shandad National Sports Festival. Another impressive medal for Team Oyo State, while delivering a stellar performance at the ongoing National Sports Festival. 13 medals across that major event yesterday. Well, the remarkable display included 4 gold, 4 silver, and 5 bronze medals, while showcasing their versatility and the dominance in multiple sports. Well, the likes of Adeyemi Saeed, who clinched the gold in the men's darts 7-1 singles, while Alao Adedolapo and the bronze in the same event. And in Kung Fu, we have Usman Mariam securing the silver medal in the women's 70 kg Shanshu category, and the traditional Ayo mixed doubles pair of Shenwayedu and Tonyo Yetunde, they brought home a bronze medal. And in swimming, Tofumi Mikel Bidapo claimed silver in the women's 200 meters butterfly. Powerlifting saw Osewa Toyosi and take silver in the women's 55 kg category, while Mimo Olabode and bronze in the men's 54 kg. So definitely you see that was a good one for Team Oyo State. But the men's team, comprising of Babalola Gideon, Mustafa Mohammed, we also have Ibrahim Ahmed, Devil Kayode, Usman Mama Mamza. They won a gold medal coming from 2 sets down to win that game. That was the interesting update from Team Oyo State. Yesterday, they came from 2 sets down, and of course, they won their game. Well, Team Oyo's medal count so far is 14 gold, 13 silver, and 21 bronze, which a total 48 medals. Well, surely Oyo State doing so well. They are the National Sports Festival. Right, moving away from that, also we discuss about the world record holder Oluwatobiloba Amusan. Well, you tell that the Ogun State born world record holder in the women's 100 meters hurdle will continue our 2025 outdoor season. That's on Sunday as she lines up for the 4th leg of the Wanda Diamond League. They're in Rabat, Morocco, having been officially listed among the event's entries. The 28-year-old, who was originally scheduled to compete at the World Athletics Relays in China earlier this month, but was unable to attend following the Athletics Federation of Nigeria's withdrawal, and she will now make her 2nd Diamond League appearance of the year, having previously opened a season in Xiaxing, China on April 26, where she finished 4th in a time of 12.74 seconds behind Daniela Williams of Jamaica, Grace Stark of US, and Marion Ferrer of South Africa. Well, quickly in the world of tennis, before we join our partners, the BBC 3rd seed and Rublev reached the semi-finals of the Hamburg Open for the 3rd time when he defeated Luciano Darderi. That's in straight sets. That's 2-6-1 and 3-6-6-3. Well, he came back to win that encounter actually, but the world number 17 broke Darderi twice to claim the 4th set in 33 minutes. And then Rublev won on the Hamburg clay in 2020, having lost the final in the year 2019. And he said, I'm happy to be in the semi-final. These were a couple of matches that I needed. I need wins. I needed to struggle. and the 27-year-old will face Felix Auger-Aliassime, who defeated Alexander Mula at 7-6, 6-7, 6-3 after almost 3 hours. But then I can tell that the Serbian Novak Djokovic also is in the next round of his own games there in Geneva, while he overcome soggy conditions on his 38th birthday to defeat Matteo Arnaldi, yet to reach the Geneva Open semi-finals in a tune-up for the Roland Garros. And the former world number one retrieved the breaker in the second set to claim a 6-4, 6-4 victory over the 39-ranked Italian, who dumped him out at the first hurdle there in Madrid last month. But for Novak Djokovic at this point, he will face off against the Cameronori, who defeated Alexei Popyrin and 7-6, 6-4 in the day's last quarter-final. And for Ubatukas, well, he defeated top seed also Taylor that's 6-3, 7-6, and they will play against Sebastian Ofner in the other semi-final. Lastly, in the world of tennis, a former Grand Slam champion, talking about no other person than Bianca Andreescu. She returned to the WTA at the beginning of the clay season and secured several impressive wins, winning her opening match in French Open qualifying. Andreescu with just 2 wins away from a spot at the end of Roland Garros, a main draw. But I can tell you that at this point in time, she has been knocked out in the French Open qualifying despite having match points. All right, so we leave tennis stories now. We go join our partners, the BBC, to take a listen to what they have for us on that front. After joining them, then we'll come back to discuss about a bit of Formula One stories as well as basketball stories on the show this lovely morning. The BBC Premier League update.
BBC Premier League from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Shabnam Yunus-Jewell at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester United's defeat by Tottenham in the Europa League final could have a significant impact on their immediate financial future. That's according to football finance expert Kieran Maguire. In addition to winning a trophy, Tottenham were awarded automatic qualification into next season's lucrative Champions League. Maguire thinks United will have to sell before bringing in new players.
I think what Manchester United will have to do is to replicate what we've seen at the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City and some of the other clubs in using the exit door to a greater extent than perhaps they have done historically if they want to recruit.
One man who could be out is Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho after he questioned Ruben Amorim's decision to play him for 20 minutes in Wednesday's final defeat. Garnacho was benched in favour of Mason Mount in Bilbao and said this about his position. Up until the final, I played every round helping the team, and today I played 20 minutes. I don't know. The final will influence my decision, but the whole season, the situation of the club. I'm going to try and enjoy the summer and see what happens afterwards. Meanwhile, the Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has congratulated North London rivals Spurs for winning the Europa League, but insists a trophy shouldn't determine whether a season has been successful. Arteta's side, who are second in the table, will finish without any silverware, but Spurs, who are 17th, will have ended the Premier League season on a high with a first trophy in 17 years.
They are champions, and when you get to that, you have to do a lot of things right. I think they're going through a season with, again, a lot of obstacles and difficulties, and they have at the end to manage a beautiful moment. So you have to congratulate. This is sports, and I'm sure they've done everything in their hands to achieve it, and they are really happy.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, so there you listen to the BBC Premier League updates, but still taking updates from the European scene. The UEFA, they have apologized for running out of winners' medals during the Europa League final trophy ceremony after Tottenham Hotspur players than expected lined up to receive their individual prizes. Remember that sports captain Heung-min Son and 2 other players, they are the last to line up for individual medals and were left empty-handed after their team defeated Manchester United by 1-0 with the club's 4th European title. That's on Wednesday. But for Heung-min Son, he lifted a trophy without a medal around his neck. And he would say that surely he would be so much excited to do that without the medal, just as the captain of the football club. But moving away from that also, I can tell you that in the world of Formula One, Lewis Hamilton has admitted that it is time. The time is no longer on Ferrari's side this season, but he hopes that he can push on at the Monaco Grand Prix after his spirited fourth place finish last weekend. Well, after switching out from Mercedes, where he won 6 of his 7 drivers' world titles, to Ferrari, Hamilton has faced unprecedented scrutiny and pressure, and he's still seeking for his first podium finish after 7 races this season. But definitely, all eyes are now is on the Monaco Grand Prix. And then we'll go back to talk about a football story on the show this lovely morning. Edinburgh, they came from 2 goals down to force a 2-2 draw at home to Elfsborg in the first leg of the Bundesliga relegation playoffs yesterday. For Elfsborg, they've never played in the top flight and just their second Bundesliga 2 campaign ran out to a 2-0 halftime lead thanks to goals from 𝐂𝐿 and Finsky Aslani. But it was a hard-fought comeback in that encounter for Edinburgh. But quickly in the world of basketball, just before we leave the show, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 118-103 to open up a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference. But I talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves now. Remember that they eliminated the the LA Lakers and the GSWs, talking about the Golden State Warriors. But how are they performing now in the Western Conference Finals? Fresher from Brick Crown, that the NBA Most Valuable Player of the Season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, while a top scorer for the Thunders with 38 points. And you could tell that he contributed 31 points during their Wednesday's victory in Game 1 of the best-of-7 series, and he also added 8 assists and 3 rebounds as he scored at least 30 points for the 5th successive playoffs game. So definitely you see that it is a good one for them. But for the Minnesota Timberwolves coach that's talking about Chris Finch, he said every minute in the series is a chance to find something. So we are going to go back home and fight for the Game 3. And heads up, look at the tape and get ready. The words of that's Chris Finch, the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. But this is how far we can go on today's edition of the show right here on 32 FM 94.9. We'll come later in the afternoon. We're definitely, it's the build up to those games are set to go down later today. I'm SAMIES, your sports captain, doing the rest already.